Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on here. Okay, so what we were talking about in the previous video was looking for that potential of having a triangle in this move here. So it is possible that this is actually completed and this move to the upside here has been our fifth wave, looking to take us up into this 2141 area. So now if this is the case, we could actually be setting up for an additional fourth wave here. But I am also looking at the possibility still that we could see something like a flat correction play out here where this isn't completed. So the reason for that is potentially we could also argue that within here we have this as an A, this is a triangle for a B, and then this is a C wave, in which case this would then mark our B wave high here, and potentially we could still look for that C wave. So I'm going to be looking out for this, potentially to see if we find support again in the zone of this 2034 to this 1998 region. So with this, we're looking for this target. Basically, what I'd want to see here, if we're looking at an impulsive move to the downside for the C wave, is the current structure would suggest that potentially it's extending out where we look at this as something as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 4, and then 5, something like this. And what we'd be looking out for is potentially down towards this $2,000 level. This would be looking at that 1.618 of this A wave. So this is still possible for us to form a 5-wave move down here for the C wave. So what I'm looking for that, if we do have that move, would be something like this within the internals, where this becomes 1, we look for 2, and then we get a push down towards this zone of this 2012 area for a third wave. So this would then indicate, that we have this. It is possible we could still find support here, A, B, and C, and come up one more time and potentially look to retest this zone. But for as long as we stay below this 2118 area, we just need to be a little bit careful, that we don't see this play out where we actually start to break down in a deeper way. If we did break down, that zone I'd be looking for this potential support to come in here, if we do get a 5-wave move, would be this 2004 to this 1991. So we can see how that would actually bring us back into this $2,000 area, and it would bring us back up into this previous structure here. So if this does fall short, however, some potential targets would be this 1-to-1 here, this 2054, and then basically anywhere really from this 2034 to this 2002 range. So we can see there's also some overlap here, between this 2034 and this 0.382, which is sitting here at this 2034 as well. So we'd have to just keep an eye on this. If we fail to form an impulse down like this, it is possible we could see something like this, where this becomes um, wave 1 here, we form a wave 2, and we form some kind of a diagonal pattern to the downside here, which would actually then look potentially to target out this higher range rather. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. If we do start to break down in a more impulsive wave, this is the zone we need to keep an eye on, this 2012. If we do break down there, I will be looking for additional fourth and fifth wave structure for as long as we, remain below that 50% of that wave 3. So that's what we're going to be, just on the lookout for. There's no confirmation of this yet, but I'm just keeping that on the back burner here. Another thing that I've been looking at here is, if we're going to treat this as a B wave, as a basically an ABC, what we could actually have here is a running triangle where this becomes A, this becomes B, this becomes C, and if we do get a move like this rather, where we actually maintain this low of the C wave here at this 2071, what we could do is see basically see a D wave to the upside. So where we look at this as A, this is B, and then we get a C wave to the upside here. So a typical rejection for this would actually be here at this 2116 to this 2114. If we hold this low and we just form a 3-wave move to the upside here, what we could then actually have is a bigger triangle here where this whole move has just been a B wave. This becomes a C, we get a D, then we'd look for 3-wave move back to the downside, looking to stay above this 2072, and then potentially we could be looking for that fifth wave target from that point. So that would then mean that we still have that possibility of having a bigger move or a 5-wave move still up towards this 2151 area to this 2087. So basically, if this is a bigger triangle here, we're going to maintain something like this. Let me just throw this on here. We're going to be looking to maintain this sort of a shape here within the structure, and looking at this move basically like this. So we wouldn't want to break back above this high of this 2141, and we wouldn't want to break below this low point here of this 2072. If we remain range bound here, and like I said, we form a 3-wave move and then another 3-wave move here, I'd be on the lookout for that possibility to form 5-wave structure to the upside. Obviously, that is only valid for as long as we stay in this range. If we do start to break down deeper, then I'd be looking for, these potential lower targets here towards this 2004 area. So basically, that's what we're looking for with that continuation. If we have completed into this high point, however, and we're not still within a fourth wave here, what my next thing that I'm looking for further confirmation that we're extending out here, basically, remember what we're looking for is that potential that from further back here, I'm just going to toggle this on quickly. From further back here, we're looking for, this bigger move up here towards this zone of this 2465 to confirm that we have a 1-2 here, and then looking for basically this bigger third wave up towards this 2465 area for confirmation. We have hit some of these other impulsive targets now. So basically what we want to see is that follow through of these wave fours. If the wave fours fail to follow through, basically then it becomes less likely that we are going to see this continuation to the upside. Another thing to mention here is that we've now reached, well, we haven't reached it, but we're really close to this 1-to-1 here. So I'm just being mindful that we could see a rejection start to play out here if we do have our count slightly wrong somewhere and the extension is not where we are looking for it. Potentially, we are right in that zone, we could look for a rejection. So we need to just be careful of that. But if we have completed and we did have a smaller triangle here, basically this wave 3 would then come into play here. In which case we could see something like this play out, where we're going to see a bit of a longer dragging out of this wave 4, which could actually look to come back and retest this bottom channel. This often happens with impulses as they're forming. We could see this as a whole third wave up here, and then we start to see some sideways choppy action like this, bringing us back down into these lower ranges. So these lower fib support zones here, we'll be looking at this in relation to this being a bigger fourth wave here. So that would be this 2061 to this 1976. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this structure here. Like I said, potentially completed in there. We could start to break down here and head towards this lower region. Zones of interest would be this 382 and this 50%. But, because if we're looking for this as possibly being, an extension within a third wave here, sometimes what we might get is, shallower retracements. So we'll have to just keep an eye on this. And even this 2061 level, that's a 236 retracement. We'll have to just keep an eye on it. But what I would want to see is something in relation to this sort of playing out, if I just throw this time relationship on here. We'd want to see something sort of this amount of time taking place here, which could look to take us towards the 20th, if that is going to play out at a 1-to-1. Obviously, these things don't have to be 1-to-1, but that would be sort of a guideline if we are looking for this to actually play out. So we'd want to see, a more choppy corrective move playing out here, and potentially bring us back into the zones. Basically, this 2014 to this 1976 would be ideal locations for me. But if we do start to break down this deep, we're going to have to just monitor the structure and see how we play it, how exactly it plays out. A move down below this zone of this 1942 would invalidate this potential of having, further extension here. So we're going to have to see where we are within this count, whether we're still within this this previous fourth wave here, and we're getting something more complex, where this is still 1, 2, 3. We're within this fourth, we get a push up, and then basically all that would do is that would push this wave 3 from this location to that higher location, and we'd still be looking for the same thing. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for that 5-wave move to the upside. So it's going to be key to not break these highs. So the first one here would be this 1937, but like I said, it's possible we've completed, so it's irrelevant. But this next one, I don't want to see us move below, is this 1943. If we start to break 1943, we need to be careful. There is obviously always the potential that this could then become another 1-2 here. But really, if that's the case, we wouldn't want to lose this low region here of this 1887. Breaking down past this 1887 would be, very bad for the count, and basically would indicate that potentially we could have completed, a move to the upside here, because we're looking for this 1-to-1 towards this 2-to-1 area. Either we're forming an additional structure here, but if we start to break down, taking these lows, we need to be very careful within this count, because by the time we get down there, depending on how the structure forms, we could have some 5-wave moves, which we still have the possibility of pushing down lower and taking out these lows from further back here. So we need to just be aware that if we do start to break down, we could still see some of these lower prices towards this $400, and then the higher range I'll still be looking for would be this 723 to this 523 area. So there is still the potential we could be looking for impulsive structure, but we haven't met that requirement yet. We need to get back above this zone of this 2994 region, and we are potentially showing good means of getting there, but we need to see this continue to push to the upside, and not really come back and test these highs. Otherwise, the structure starts to fall apart. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to put into the video for today. If you enjoyed it, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. As well as that, you'll find affiliate links for both Primex BT and BYBIT down there, both great exchanges we use on a regular basis. If you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.